Okay, my name is Kay Ness. I'm a certified neurodevelopmentalist with ICANN, which is International Christian Association of Neurodevelopmentalists. I want to thank Chalcedon Presbyterian Church for allowing me to have the seminars here and for continuing to support my work, which they have done wonderfully since 1995, actually. And my usual work, and I want to thank Aubrey for taping these seminars because we have a series of them. This is the 8th one I've done. And by taping them, we can have them available to other people, and I don't have to talk anymore. So, but anyway, what I usually do is I evaluate children on a neurodevelopmental profile and look at how the brain is functioning, how the tactile, the visual, the auditory system is functioning, and how speech and language, fine motor and gross motor is functioning. So I look at all the different developmental levels of the central nervous system, and given neuroplasticity, the fact that we can stimulate the brain and change the pathways and normalize function with stimulation, we have very good results at intervening in children with Asperger's, autism, Down syndrome, brain injury, learning disabilities. And with normal children, we can provide programs that accelerate growth and development. I started in this work because of my son that when he was born, I started studying information on brain growth and development. And so he was the impetus for me getting started in this work from a very different field. So anyway, what I usually do is bring the children in, evaluate them, interview the parents, talk to the parents about their goals and what's going on and my findings, and I write a program and teach the parents to do it at home with the children. And usually we do some cursory skip over diet, and I look at, on our history form there's information on what the children eat, what the diet looks like. And I usually make some diet recommendations along with the programs that I write. And what I've found over the years that a program impacting the central nervous system and trying to help a child learn and behave better and function better and feel better and be healthier isn't effective unless they're on a good dietary regime. And I had always assumed that most people knew what that was, but I've found over the years that a lot of people don't. A lot of young ladies are not taught to cook, and they don't cook until they get away from home, and then it's not really cooking, it's thawing and nuking, so they don't really know what food is. Oh, hey guys, coming in. So it became necessary for me to start putting together some information to help our parents, help their children, help their families, and help the kids be more healthy. I've studied nutrition for over 33 years, and I became interested in it in college just because I was sleeping 3 hours a night going to college, working, and I wanted to feel healthier and be able to function at a higher level. And my original studies in nutrition involved Adele Davis. I don't know if you are familiar with Adele Davis, but her works came out in the 60s and 70s, and she was a real pioneer as far as nutrition and supplements were concerned. And so I got some very good results with that, and I've studied it for years. So I am not medical. My background is not medical. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. And so all these are my opinions and the result of my research, and also the result of the families that I've worked with, which are several hundred families over the years, and looking at what's working with their children, what's not working with their children to help improve function and health. So anybody that knows me knows I'm very opinionated. So these are my opinions, so I assure you of that. When I was looking at doing this is the hardest seminar I've prepared for because there's so much information out there and so many different ways I could go. And when I was looking at preparing for this, I had to whittle things down to a size that was manageable. And so hopefully you'll go away here with some useful information, and also you can always call or email me, and I'll be glad to give you other areas if you have more particular interest in a specific thing. The first question is, what is food? Okay. Some people don't seem to know what food is. So I went to dictionary.com, and food is material usually of plant or animal origin that contains or consists of essential body nutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, or minerals, and is ingested and assimilated by an organism to produce energy, stimulate growth, and maintain life. Okay, so I maintain that a lot of what we consume today is not food, that is not of plant or animal origin. And it's causing a lot of problems as far as how we function, how healthy we are, how healthy our children are. So usually I just tell the parents, don't eat processed foods, don't eat anything in the box, make everything from scratch, I'll see you later. And they go, I get these panic calls. It's like, what are we going to eat? We don't know what to eat. I say eliminate artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, limit sugar and white flour. And I can't believe people still consume sodas. So, but anyway, they do. So there's a real panic when that happens. And some of the things I want to show you is why I make those recommendations. So I went to the grocery store on the way here, and I actually paid for this stuff. I couldn't believe it. All right, food additives and chemicals. I was originally a chemical engineer by degree, and in 1988, I attended a food chemical show in Atlanta. It was a great big food show. It was allegedly a food show, but the only food there was from Wisconsin, the block of cheese they had. The rest of it was pure chemicals. At that time, there were over 2,500 chemicals they could add to foods legally, okay? And they come under different names and different varieties and so forth. And so there's lots and lots of things in the things we buy from the grocery store that we don't even know what they are, and we don't know the effects of them. So we're essentially flavor enhancers, preservatives, colorings, and all these types of things. We're guinea pigs, and our children are guinea pigs as far as this chemical soup that we're consuming. So in a situation where we have lots and lots of children that are labeled as having learning problems and brain function problems, and the rates of autism have gone from 1 in 10,000 to 1 in 166 in the last 20 years. Something's going on, and I think our diet is a big part of it. So what we have to do is, look at Titus 2. The women are to be keepers of the home. That we need to learn and educate ourselves so that we can pick the things that are going to help our children and our families be more healthy. So out of those 2,500, now when I say, okay, what does your child eat? Oh, he has a peanut butter sandwich on bread, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's healthy, isn't it? Okay, let's look at peanut butter. This peanut butter has some peanuts in it. That's good. But it also has partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, which is Crisco, which is a trans fat, which is a specific heart toxin. Okay, if you want to kill your husband, feed him Crisco. And high fructose corn syrup, sugar, and all that. So that's what's in Peter Pan, which is you're a good mother if you feed your child Peter Pan, right? Because kids love it and it tastes good. The fact is that you can get peanut butter that is peanuts and salt. And those are the two ingredients. And if you go to the grocery store and you dig through the shelves and you find natural peanut butter and read the labels, you can get the ones that have peanut and salt. So you don't eat this stuff. Don't give it to your children. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all this stuff after the talk. Huh?
Did you keep the receipt and just take it back?
I can take it back. Used food. I can take it back. All right. One of the things that our children don't like to drink water, or the parents think that they don't like to drink water. And Sunny Delight is marketed as so healthy. The kids dig through the colas to pull out their Sunny Delight because it's so good for them. But if you read the labels, this is mainly water and high fructose corn syrup, past close to an orange, with a lot of colorings and other things in it. So it's really not a healthy beverage, and it's really high in sugar. Now, first of all, if I offend anybody, I apologize ahead of time. Yoplait, this is good, isn't it? Hey, grab a couple more chairs and move them in here. Okay, cultured pasteurized milk. Sugar is the second ingredient. Blueberries. Okay, you can move those out of the way if you want to. High fructose corn syrup, which I'll talk about specifically in a minute. Whey, protein concentrate, and so forth and so on. Vitamin A acetate and vitamin D2. But the high fructose corn syrup is in everything. High fructose corn syrup is in all the drinks, all the breads, every bit of food almost you buy in the grocery store. And biochemically, there's a lot of stuff written on how high fructose corn syrup really messes with the fats in our diet, and it jumps triglycerides like crazy. So it's a very, very unhealthy addition in the high amounts that we're getting in our diet. So anywhere you find high fructose corn syrup, walk on by. I didn't get any Pringles. Has anybody ever looked at a can of Pringles and what they have in it? It's pretty scary. I had a nurse and a doctor bring their child to me last Friday, and I evaluated the child, we wrote a program, we were talking, and she said to me that she didn't believe all this stuff about food coloring affecting children until her son got some blue Pringles. They dyed them blue for Halloween or some holiday, and he was bouncing off the walls like crazy after that. So just out of curiosity, I went to the store and looked at a can of Pringles and what it contained, and there's not very much food value in Pringles. So anything that's shaped like that, you want to avoid. It couldn't be good. Lots of chemicals, MSG in it. Specific things that are really bad for our kids are MSG and aspartame and excitotoxins, and you really want to avoid those things. MSG comes under many, many, many different names, and almost any processed food has MSG in it. You can hardly avoid it. And I have an article here that you can read on aspartame and MSG if you want to look at it, and there's some links to this that you can pass around and look at. But essentially, it lowers seizure threshold. It causes all kinds of neurological interactions, and it's very, very bad. It's an interesting thing because MSG is a flavor enhancer, and I read a paper a few years ago that most Caucasians can't even taste the difference that MSG has. They don't have those taste buds. Orientals can. So it's in all Oriental food almost. So you have to specifically look for MSG information. This is particularly bad for our children. And a lot of people will get headaches instantly when they have food with MSG in it.